So Saturday, August 6th, we got Blair the Flair Cobbs taking on Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker at 147 pounds. This fight is on it's on the same card as the Ortiz McKinson fight. This fight taking place at the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. So let's get into it, man. Blair Cobbs and Maurice Hooker, they're both coming off two losses. Both knockout losses. Blair Cobb's first time getting knocked out by Alexis Roca, and Maurice Hooker got knocked out by Virgil Ortiz Jr., which is his second knockout. First knockout for Hooker came at the hands of Jose Ramirez down at 140. So they both coming off of losses. I'd say Maurice Hooker's loss is much bigger. It's a bigger loss because it was more at stake. But let's get into it, man. You got Blair Cobbs, man, awkward fighter, very unorthodox. Has weird angles. He got this weird pump, like this. I like to call it a multi-pump jab that sets up nothing, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He'll throw like 5 or 6 jabs and then don't do nothing with it after the fact. That's what I did catch a few times, but yeah, he's a very unpredictable fighter, man. You don't know where he's going to be at. He does have, to me, good footwork. Like, he moves around. He knows how to move around. We saw that with the Alexis Roca fight. He has a decent straight left. He tends to overthrow his right a lot, man. He has a good uppercut, and he's a pretty okay counterpuncher, too. But he's a wild fighter. He throws a lot of wild looping shots, leaves himself wide open, too. And then you got my man, Maurice Hooker. Good body jab. He's a great jab, though. A basic jab, but it's long, piston-like jab. Good check hook. Lots of times, man, you can catch him slipping, too, man. Like, his hands are never up at the right times, and that's how Jose Ramirez was able to catch him, too. And lots of times, man, Maurice Hooker, man, he doesn't fight long, man. He don't fight tall. You know, like Sebastian Fundora, you expect him to fight tall, but he likes to be a little bit more mid-range or more inside. But Maurice Hooker seems like he's more of a mid-range puncher, mid-range fighter. You know, instead of keeping it a little bit outboxing, he never using them long 80-inch reach arms, but nah. And he gets into a lot of unnecessary exchanges where he don't have to do it, man. It's a lot of these dudes be doing that's tall. They get into these unnecessary exchanges and they don't really have to do that, but you know, that's just them. But let's talk about their records, man. Blair Cobbs is at 15 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 10 wins by way of knockout, and 1 loss by knockout, which was Alexis Roca. He has a 58% KO ratio. Blair Cobbs is 32 years old, 5'11", with a 73-inch arm reach. You got Maurice Hooker, 27 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws, 18 wins by way of knockout, 2 losses by way of knockouts. Both of his losses were knockout losses. He has a 56% KO ratio. And he is also 5'11" with an 80-inch arm reach. I don't know how old Maurice Hooker is. They don't have it listed on BoxRec for some reason. But these dudes have almost the same. They're the same height, and it's funny because Blair Cobbs looks much shorter than 5'11". I'm not sure if he even really is 5'11", man. He don't look 5'11". We'll have to see at the. I didn't see any. There was the press conference Friday. I mean, the face-off, the weigh-in and all of that. I want to see when they stand next to each other how tall Blair Cobbs is, because he don't look 5'11", man. He has significantly shorter arms than Mighty Mo with those long-ass 80-inch arms, man. Incredible. So let's get into the attributes, man. I think power, you can go either way with the power. I think Blair, according to the stats, Blair Cobbs has a slight edge on power over Maurice Hooker. You can look at it either way. I do see a lot of times Blair Cobbs did put a lot of dudes out with the body. Maurice Hooker has made people quit at the same time. But I would have to just lean slightly towards Blair Cobbs because his power seems more compact. I would have to go a little bit more Blair Cobbs. Seems like his punches, they're more sharper. And then you got Maurice Hooker. His is more looping, and it's slower. It's coming in slower, probably a little heavier. But I think Blair Cobbs might have the slight edge on the power. Speed's definitely Blair Cobbs. He's much faster. Maurice Hooker, those arms, man. Man, when he throw a punch, I be afraid sometimes. Maurice Hooker, I be like, damn, man. I hope he don't break his fucking arm, bro. Because the way his arms are so thin and it's almost like praying mantis. Like you, like damn. Hope he don't throw it the wrong way and fuck his shit up. But yeah, definitely, he's a slower puncher than Blair Cobbs. So I'll give Blair Cobbs the speed advantage over a significant speed advantage over Maurice Hooker. Accuracy, I'll have to give that to Maurice Hooker, man. He's a more timed and calculated puncher. Blair Cobbs likes to punch. He swings wild sometimes, especially when he throws this right, this wide right, and he leaves himself off balance and leaves himself open all the time. Maurice Hooker, if he gives himself some working room, he could capitalize on that. But yeah, Blair Cobbs, he tends to miss a lot with that right. When it's looping, he'll miss, and he'll come up and he misses with it a lot. So Maurice Hooker, no boxer is perfect, but Maurice Hooker is much more of a sharper, accurate puncher than Blair Cobbs is, because he's more of a technical. He's more technical to me than Blair Cobbs is, and where most of his punches he isn't as sloppy. I think the inside work, both of them was a little sloppy on the inside game. You know what I'm saying? But I would have to give the inside work to Blair Cobbs just slightly as well too. Outbox, I seen him outboxing with Roca, and I think another fight I seen him outboxing a little bit. So I've never seen really Maurice Hooker really take it to the outbox. Like I said, he likes to do mid range work and sometimes inside. But I give the edge again to Blair Cobbs or the outside game. Jab, definitely Maurice Hooker with the jab. Blair Cobb's jab, man, it's like a weird jab. It's like a double, triple, quad jab. Some weird ass jab. I've never seen him throw any power jabs, but Maurice Hooker has a decent jab. I think his jab is more of a like keep you out there type jab, more than anything of a power jab. So I give the jab to Maurice Hooker. Footwork, I give that to Blair Cobbs. I never really had. I haven't seen much. I watched quite a bit of Maurice Hooker's fights, but they don't really have any highlights on them. I can watch different fights all at once, but from the fights that I watched with him, he seemed pretty much like flat-footed, man. Like he moves around minimally, but Blair Cobbs jumps around a lot, bounces around, uses weird angles. So I got to give the footwork to Blair Cobbs, man. Punch volume, hands down, Blair Cobbs. He gets you in the corner, and he feel like he got you, he don't let his hands go. So Maurice Hooker's, like I said, he's much more of a lesser volume puncher. He's more of a precise puncher. So I give that to Blair Cobbs. The defense, I have to give that to Blair Cobbs too. He moves his head better than Maurice Hooker, keeps his hands up when it's supposed to at times, but he also can get reckless with his defense too. Blair Cobbs he like I said, his hands he's off balance when he throws that weird ass right, and he's always caught out there. His chin is always out there. So his attributes, man. Honestly, from what I can see, my opinion on this, Blair Cobbs has more attributes than Maurice Hooker as far as I can see. I give Blair Cobbs the power, the speed, the outbox. I give him inside game. I give him the footwork, the defense, and I give him the punch value. But I just give Maurice Hooker the accuracy and the jab, unfortunately. So with that being said, how does this fight go? You're going to see Maurice Hooker is not aggressive, man. He's not an aggressive fighter. I think Blair Cobbs is going to get in this fight and try to redeem himself. He's gonna try to probably press Maurice Hooker. If he's not careful, he can get hurt in this fight as well. He get caught with a left by Maurice Hooker. I can see that happen. A check hook hurting Blair Cobbs if possible. Blair Cobbs have been down before that Alexis Roca fight and got up and stopped dude. So Blair Cobbs ain't a stranger to being knocked down. So you might see. I don't see this fight in it. I don't see anybody really getting knocked down in this fight, but it's possible that Maurice Hooker could possibly knock down Blair Cobbs, but that's because if he gets reckless, if he tightened up on that defense, I see Blair Cobbs outpointing Maurice Hooker to a win. I don't really see any KOs. I see Blair Cobbs in and out, sticking and moving with Maurice Hooker, trying to avoid those long arms. And then when you get inside, you'll see Blair Cobbs plant his feet, get inside, try to pound away at Maurice Hooker's body, then probably start moving around, bouncing all over the ring. Maurice Hooker you probably try to slow him down, and then towards the end of the fight, that's when you could probably go see Blair Cobbs open up a little bit more on Maurice Hooker. And I think this fight is going to probably be a unanimous decision for Blair Cobbs. So I'm going with Blair Cobbs on this one. I just think he has the speed and the punch volume over Maurice Hooker and the slight power advantage. Can he hurt Maurice Hooker? I think both of them can hurt each other because their power is almost like right there. But if anybody's going to get hurt in this fight, I think it probably would be I can see Maurice Hooker knocking him down, but I see Blair Cobbs possibly hurting Maurice Hooker first before I see Maurice Hooker really hurting Blair Cobbs. But my final prediction is Blair Cobbs, unanimous decision. This is Rebel Life Boxing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this fight. Drop a comment. Let me know. I'll catch y'all later, and I'm out.